folks. Thank goodness. Thank gosh, big glory. May the saints be praised, as the Irish say. Sunday morning, how we doing, folks? I am continuously and forever Doug Rice. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show, the Sunday morning edition. I always try to catch my folks before they go to that damn church. You know, if I can convince just one, maybe two of you, to forego the weekly programming that started so long ago, shortly after we were released into captivity from the plantation they established, places of worship that we reported to each week diligently. What most don't understand is provided for newly released slaves, as we were, was the Negro Bible. Very interesting product of caucasity. Something that kept us well in check with certain precepts, both made up, highlighted, misconstrued, twisted to fit the narrative of white supremacy to maintain the status quo of the time. And so I look with suspicion the continued practice mired in such a devilish scheme. No, I won't do it. We don't need to go to church to report to a goddamn place every Sunday at a specific time. Ready to hand over our fucking money, our minds, our will, our decision-making process. And, if they were telling the truth in these churches, I invite you to go, but don't go today. Any Sunday observance is a homage to the Pope, to the Roman Catholic horror. And so, these folks changing time and all these things. So no, if you're going to do something, do it on Saturday. And if you don't do something, so fucking what? We're in captivity. Shut up. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show. This is what you get at 1,000 followers. Thank you. No. I truly thank you folks for the 1,000 followers, the support I did get on the TikTok platform. And I asked pointedly for folks to come here and get me to 1,000. And I truly appreciate it and thank you. So, but from, moving forward, I think that the 1,000 to make, I guess, YouTube monetized, in order to, make it monetized, I think, the anti-popularity that I've gone for, that'll be 1,000 will do. Today, when I got ready for this show, what I was going to type was on to 10,000. And then I thought about the things that I've said in the past, and I know they are here in the annals of YouTube. And no, anti-popularity, I think, should be a thing. You all know what's going on. Nobody has to gather you together. And I suspect individuals that truly want to be paid. This is the reason I put that in the poll. Now, GoFundMe, I understand, is something different. GoFundMe allows me to do this freely and openly, to the point that any affect on business dealings may not even be a possibility. It's the, after much thought, I thought that might be an option. Telling folks that I have a GoFundMe page with the expectation that what I use any funds for would be to further this effort, I don't believe that's the same thing as, handing out a fucking plate every Sunday and hoping you get enough to pay the bills. That's not what's going on. I run a company. I've got a cause, and I've got a career. Career's on stall, no big deal. Company's doing well, but the cause is the main thing, the kingdom. That's the cause, the kingdom. So, again, the polling question is there. Okay? You guys can tell me, and I'm going to go by what the poll says. If it's a negative, I just won't do it. If it's a positive, I'll start a fucking GoFundMe and we can go from there. I get folks ask me off other platforms. I got the Twitter, I even have Reddit, but I got, platforms galore, and, folks ask me why I won't clean up my language. And to them I say, fuck you. Here's the reason why. And I thought about this earlier this morning. For those that present themselves wrapped in decency, for those that want to come to you and just tell you and express to you and, kind of convey to you just how decent they are, I suspect these motherfuckers. And then you couple that shit with wanting to lead motherfuckers. Go your own way. Just understand the truth. That's all. I think it's important. They kill leaders. I'm not trying to get murdered. And respectable people, in my mind, are nothing more than fucking phonies. And I'm going to say that with all due respect. No, really, folks that go out of their way to maintain a code of conduct for the purpose that others see them do it. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the people I pay no fucking mind. We talk about decent company. We talk about, if you will, elites. Folks who have, position and status, who are looked to as the moral compass. Usually these motherfuckers are fucked up, generally. And the mask of decency that they wear for everyone to see is just fucking that. Me, I'm just going to give you what the fuck's going on all day, every day. I don't give a fuck. I'm not here to impress you or give you some reason to think I'm a good guy. Never said I was a good guy. Never said that shit. I don't want that misconstrued. I don't ever want that. And here's the reason why. I'm looking at good guys. They're fucked up. Yeah. Good guy after good guy after good guy on Epstein's list. These bastions of decency that walk about the public, wagging their fucking fingers in everyone else's faces, telling them how they should behave. Showing up on lists and in conversations that are well above my fucking pay grade, I tell you what. But Jesus, the decency that seems intermingled with the indecency as they put on this decent face. Fuck their ass. No. This is Doug Rice, motherfucker. Fuck you. This is me. And I'm just here. I'm just real. My job, hey, one thing. Kingdom's coming. Second, I ain't going to pretend that I'm some minister or some preacher or some fucking, holy dude. I'm not. There are those folks out there, and they are on YouTube. And my hat's off to them. They are godly men. I never said that. Okay. So, I hope everybody understands. I hope everybody gets it. There's no pretense. There's no phonies. No fuck you. The most I'll do is shave. That's it. That's about all I'm going to do for you. Shave. I might brush my fucking teeth. Maybe. I don't know. Fuck you. We're in fucking... This is an emergency, goddammit. I don't have time to look good. All right? And I look to just the news that points us in the direction of where our attitude needs to be. Folks, let me tell you, it's getting interesting. Is it not getting interesting? Is it not getting it? Certainly it's getting interesting. Jesus. Sure, it's getting interesting. I'm looking at it. And they're showing it to us. And let me tell you something. Folks that believe that somehow mainstream media is a sinister plot to fool us, that's bullshit. I need you to remove that nonsense from your mind. Don't think that because you see it on the news, it's some controlled way of trying to evade what's going on. No, they're putting it in your goddamn faces. They want to make it so shocking and so unbelievable and so over the top that they're doing this shit right in front of you, and they're telling you they're doing it. And they've got folks they don't talk shit about each other, all reporting the same shit. We understand that. But it seems to be all pointing in the same direction of panic. Now, panic. Let me, I'm going to keep saying it, man. I just got to keep saying it. All the decent oppressors have been killed off by these goddamned wars. And you see, what they did was they hit a tipping point. They did. They hit a tipping point. And the momentum that carried the attitude against Obama's being put in office as if he made a fucking difference. But it put in the minds the attitudes of these folks that go about now screaming and raging at someone taking their country. It puts in their fucking minds that, something's about to happen. And all the folks that had guts are dead. So now you're walking around amongst scared populace, amongst individuals now so self-absorbed, so narcissistic, led by the number one narcissist in chief, Mr. Trump, who, my goodness, man, it really has no depth, his insecurities. And the folks that seem attracted to him, seem drawn to him, have those same attributes. Folks, we're in danger. Now, we know the format. I want to make sure I don't have anything in my nose. For God's sake, please no. Thank God. Okay. How's everybody doing? Yes, I do not have my camera facing me. I think I give you better show without my face down here wagging in front of me. So I minimize that. Good morning, all. Darrell FC, SFC, Kate Killer. I like that shit. I like Kate Killer. Be a good rap. If I was, into rap, but I'm not. You say. Anyway, that Walker girl. Good morning, D. Oh, 71. Good morning. How we doing? So, back at it. Want to make sure I didn't have anything in my notes. So, folks, and I want to make clear, listen to me. The more they work toward wanting to erase black history in this country, as they call it, as long as folks who consider themselves to be white want to eliminate the history and dealings they've had with folks they want to call black because race is bullshit, I've made that clear, then we need to constantly remind ourselves what they're trying to make everyone else forget. And as long as they're in their feelings and so adamant about this not being taught, I understand, there's a group of peroxide-laden ladies that seem to take offense to the teaching regarding Martin Luther King in their children's school. And they've gotten together. There's photos of them. They've gotten together. And, they've taken exception in saying that the teaching regarding what happened during the civil rights movement and around Martin Luther King is detrimental to my child's mental health. This is what they're saying. Now, hey, I put something together. Maybe they have a point, for God's sake. The last thing we want is their goddamned children under fucking mental duress. You know what I mean? What are they doing? Are they giving us a fucking warning? What the fuck's up with that? You don't want the history involving Martin Luther King taught in your schools as you charge your children up at home purchasing weapons so that they can come in the next day and murder other children. This is how you want things to go. Okay. Still grinning? Welcome again to the Doug Rice Show. 8:15. I got, I was on time today, so that's a 15-minute intro. You know the format. You know the motivation of the format, to erase the caucasity. That attitude held by the oppressor of their prevalence in nature. that which is passed down generationally that's now showing and rearing its ugly head in their children. Dear God. Now, you need to understand, we read in scriptures, the Creator, God Almighty, that who, put all this in motion and set Negroes apart for special possession, decreed at some point during history not only do away with the population, but the children of that population as well. In the establishment of us, this was required. Now, it seems on the surface to be unreasonable to do away with, for God's sakes, children. That's just crazy. When I was in this world, not awoke, I looked at that with a raised eyebrow and trying to understand why the Creator of all things would call for the execution of children. And then, well, we see examples as to where that might be the order of the goddamn day. Because, well, look what happens, for God's sake. Now, please don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I would never call for anyone's execution, young, old. It's not our place, but I'm only talking about the reasoning behind, certain things you and I may read as Hebrews. That's all. And for God's sake, these folks want to be by themselves so goddamn badly, too, which in itself seems problematic. All over the world, Poland, Austria, Europe in general, France, Germany, the attitude against immigrants. Again, I'm wondering, who do immigrants remind Europeans of exactly? Kind of a generalized dislike. I'm going to say it again. I keep pointing back to history, origins, shit happening, the energy that continues to revolve within this planet's atmosphere. Everything that's ever happened is still here. At least up to the flood. But, bottom line, Israel was surrounded. We were surrounded by the nations. I hope everybody understands the story. It's in the Bible. Everybody says, oh, we have no history. Our history's in Scripture. We're surrounded by nations. We're talking about looking like grasshoppers in the face of these giants. And Creator assists, and of course, we are victorious. Now, I need everybody to kind of connect how things work. Follow me. So, Donald Trump was sitting in the press corps dinner, and Obama made a critical error. He put to this individual and skewered him publicly to a degree that is still felt to this day. For that, the world has paid a price, let me tell you. Good God. The sting of that public humiliation, the fact that Donald Trump was taken down about 4 or 5 pegs publicly and could do nothing except sit there and grin. He'll never live that shit down. Somebody send him that in disc copy, please. Anyway, you have to understand that kind of, narcissistic, self-conscious, self-aware, just the, self-absorbed kind of ego that was injured in that act, that's going to be felt until that man draws his last breath. He'll think back to that, and the feeling of that humiliation will come over him like a wave. I shouldn't laugh. But my point is, we defeated the nations long ago. Shockingly, in some instances. That defeat until kingdom come. You ever get around individuals and you get this, some kind of way about them in no unspoken terms? There is something in the air amongst a stranger. You have no idea why. And usually amongst Negroes, Hebrews, it is palpable. You ever feel it? Of course you have. Why are they so goddamned angry at us when we are in their presence? I've seen it, and I'm not talking about Europeans. I'm talking about every fucking body. Moabites, Hittites, Amorites, Persians, Asians, Middle Eastern, all the people that at one point enslaved us, became a superpower, those folks. The ones that still look at us with disdain. I think everybody needs to understand the attitude the world has. Anything but a Negro. That is the mantra of this goddamn planet, and everyone knows it who is a Negro. Because either they love us or they fucking hate us. Sometimes they got both going on. But anywhere you go on this planet, they know something about us, either negative or positive. But it seems we're tracked, aren't we? No other group on this planet seems more paid attention to than the Hebrews. I mean, if that's not the case, prove me fucking wrong. My God. A black man was asphyxiated in public. 9 minutes taking to snuff out his life with onlookers, and it's a global news. Something happened to a Negro. I mean, to put things in context, I would say cops kill folks every day in countries all over the fucking world. I mean, Jesus, they do. Come on. I mean, you go country by country by country by country. I mean, forget. I can look at fucking YouTube and watch this shit. Shootouts. Bad shots. Motherfuckers just getting clipped. It's horrendous. But isn't it odd how the world comes to a screeching fucking halt in some circumstances upon our mistreatment? Doesn't it strike you as odd? Isn't that interesting to anyone other than me, or am I just a fucking moron with 1,000 followers? Thanks, folks. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, this is to me as obvious and in your face as possible. They not only target us in their minds. I think, folks, if you looked at yesterday's show, you saw the gentleman shot and killed, accused of breaking into the house of someone now claiming to have been a friend. And you wonder why I say to get that goddamn grin off your faces. At any moment, shit can change. Do I need to say it again? How about that? You know what? Brothers, sisters, Hebrews, family, come on, bring it in. You listen, and you listen well. At any fucking moment, things can change. That's the lesson today. I don't want anyone to think for a moment that I am fomenting revolt. I don't want you to do a damn thing except sit there. Act like you have purpose. Treat each other as royalty. Never forget you are Hebrews, members of the royal family. Don't let anyone tell you anything different. In fact, I'm going to give just some advice. I'll just give advice. You discover that you're a Hebrew. Let's just say you believe this. I before like 2011. Okay. So I'm going to say and give the advice that in no uncertain terms, if someone tries to convince you that you are not a member of the royal line of David, tribe of Judah, a Hebrew, if you have people in your face trying to, black, white, whatever they call themselves, if they're trying to tell you that that is otherwise, please just leave them alone. You don't have to discuss that shit, because that's poison. We're Hebrews. We're in captivities, taken by ships. Deuteronomy 28. They're spoken of as in the Bible. I mean, come on, folks. The folks that are pretending to be us, Edom, is spoken of as being an impersonator of true Israel. So, and many of them are waking up to the same information. So anyone that tries to convince you that you are not Hebrew, as a Negro in this country, avoid like the fucking plague. Now, here's some advice. I'm going to say that. I'm offering it as advice. Because if anything, they sure as fuck treat us like Hebrews, don't they? All right. How are we doing? Good morning. Good Sunday morning. I hope you avoid church. Do not imbibe. Do not partake. Do not participate. You do not need to be in a building on Sunday at 11 fucking o'clock in the morning to worship the Most High. It's not necessary. And I'm going to say this, in most respects, it's a phony fucking gesture. It's by rote. It's you doing it because they did it and they're doing it and you'll continue to do it, and fuck that. In line with the Pope is not where I want to be. But, you know, the Pope's got a trick for you. Pope has some interesting activity coming next year. As I understand it, he's going to combine 3 faiths into one church. Isn't that awesome? Who would have thought to do that? I don't know. Look in Scripture. But that's prophetically fulfilling, right? Prophetically fulfilling. I like that. I think it's ominous. There's so much in the news. For goodness sake, Cuomo's been fired. That's really not news. I just looked at it. But, they got a meteor supposedly coming. Okay. It's interesting. It's supposed to be here. Somehow I'm not worried. Somehow I'm not somehow panicked. Don't care. Okay. Welcome again, Doug Rice Show. The format, I will tell you, Black News. We look up 2-word search term in Google, wherever the fuck you want to look up. Why do I take the stance I do? Why do I have the attitude that I do? Why do I promote at least a seriousness of our being when out and about? Look, instance after instance has proven that, our being here, under the circumstances with which we got here, and our continued being here, is a danger, is an ever-persistent danger that can pop up and show itself and kill you in a minute. This is who you were dealing with. Folks that present seemingly innocent, honest, likable, and, open face. But under the surface, under the correct circumstances, your life could not only be in danger, but could be over. And this is proven over and over again by the search term Black News. All we got to do is look. Now, yesterday's news regarding the neighbor shot, I see him in a photo of his daughter. And I dare say the daughter and he are probably coming from a mixed family. Who knows, that may have had something to do with the gentleman's attitude and why this man's life was shot, because this is the shit roaming around in her fucking head. You need to understand what I'm saying. The Karens that we observe in public, these aren't folks that walked from their car car to the store acting out. They got into the store, saw something that triggered caucasity, and everyone is a fucking victim to their outbursts. And these kind of incidents can result in either just a scene where you get to look at a motherfucker look stupid, or may result in action, violent action. Listen, the act of looking has power. Ask King David. The act of observing has power. A motherfucker taking something in and that which is seen being processed may result in any goddamn thing, folks. That's why it's important that when we're out there, you present no availability at all. You're not looking for directions. You're not looking for answers. I'm not looking for friends. I'm not looking for associations. I'm not looking for anyone in my goddamn face. I have to go from point A to point B, and I'd like to do so unobstructed, unfettered, unmolested, and unfucked with. That's kind of what I'm trying to convey when I'm out there. Because I've seen what happens when you get friendly. And you want to express yourself. And you want to let it be known that you are there expecting to be treated as a human being. At being 3/5 human being in their minds, in most cases, you can see it when they look at you. You know, don't expect that shit. Also, please don't accuse me of anything. Look at what they're doing to us and shut the fuck up. Don't fucking act like I'm like stirring a pot. Motherfucker, what's wrong with these motherfuckers? Are you serious? Seriously. Now, you know, you see a goddamn train wreck. You point the train wreck out. I'm certain you are not blamed for the train wreck. No one has to have an attitude about what I fucking observe. They're doing this shit. What do you want me to do? Say they're not? Brother pulled into somebody's driveway to turn around, got shot. Man wasn't arrested for 7 days. Told a lie, which is really what this seems to be about, lying. Dishonesty. The truth about the circumstances we face in this world. I've spoken them and can tell you the development of this specific species on this planet, whose intelligence, though modified, leaves something to be desired in the, ethics department, the character department, the ability to be truthful. And if one studies world history, all you have to do is look at the happenings and where they occurred to see the adjustment that went from tribal, that went from family, that went from geography, that went from bloodline. And this shift into race occurred, along with a new species of human being. And whether you like to accept what I've just said as fact or not, science will tell you that that is the case. Something injected something into the human genome long ago. A foreign genetic material. Check my fucking math. So, we could go on as to why we are the target. I think they're trying to erase Negroes. Specifically, I think they're trying to erase Negro men. Here's the reason I say that. They're stealing our women. 100,000 missing. That's unacceptable. There's no reason for any of us to have a goddamn smile on our fucking faces. Their children are driving hours to commit suicide. Get that goddamn white supremacy is making a comeback. Right-wing white nationalism is the order of the fucking day with these folks. Don't get it twisted. Now, that's who's in charge. Everybody else, fuck, I don't care. Inaction, action, white, black, I don't give a fuck what you want to call yourself. Not anymore. This shit's retarded. And the trajectory the earth is on, energized by a need to erase specific parts of history. I don't understand this. Critical race theory. Wow. Is that what they call what they did? Is that what they call what they did? Is they profited from slavery, converted their earnings into generational wealth building companies, empires. And now they'd rather forget how they got what they got. Motherfuckers, please. Fuck you. I'll be talking about this for the rest of my existence till kingdom come. Really? Here's what they want to keep. They want to keep 1776. But they don't want to talk about 1619. By God, really? What will the natives do, I wonder? I bet the natives are looking a little nervous right now because they're all corralled up in a fucking reservation somewhere, and these wackos are talking about erasing history. Yeah, time is short for this shit. The Creator's not going to allow what they want to come to pass. So, by default, what they fear is exactly what's coming. Their fucking end. Oh well. Doug Rice Show, how you doing? 8:38, 38 minutes of fun. And again, black news being what it is, we covered a few things yesterday. Let's see what News 1 brings us. Again, folks, I know I don't do research before I get on the air, especially when I do a live. Maybe now with 1,000, no, I'm not going to do anything different. I ain't going to lie. What the fuck? I couldn't even bring myself to tell any kind of falsehood. I'm not changing shit. So this is what you get. Enjoy this. I got 1,000 followers. Thank you, subscribers. You're the best. Let's move on. News1.com. I'm sick of hearing about HBCUs. I don't give a fuck about HBCUs anymore. Top of the fucking rung on News 1, something about historically black colleges and universities. You know what? Listen, don't open up these educational portals of higher learning so that you can learn more of the fucking lie. So that you can fucking shave your fucking faces bald. Get in line and just further the status quo. Fuck that. Let me explain. Let's get the college that won't take a dime of the government's money, self-funded by us, and let's really get that curriculum tuned up. Otherwise, every cent you're missing from the government, oh fucking well. All right, folks. Yeah, this is Doug Rice Show. Yeah, we keep it 100 here. I'm not fucking playing. I mean, give me a fucking break. Let me tell you what happens. You got to come out to goddamn college. You got to shave all the hair off your fucking face. Trust me and believe me. You know what? You can look as down as you want in upper crust society. You can look as black, full beard, nice suit, clean, all that shit. That's nice. But if I come up to you and say, hey, brother, what's happening? You see what these folks doing to us? And you back away from me like a crawdad son, you're lost. Fuck that. Let me tell you something. You can walk the edge of two services as far as I'm concerned. I give a fuck. I know what I'm dealing with, and I'm not timid about pointing it the fuck out. That's why I do this. But when you talk to me about, institutions that, at this point, they're looking kind of sad. They backed Joe Biden, now they're crying about funding and all the shit that's going on. There you go, putting your faith in, motherfuckers. Joe and Kamala told you they were going to do nothing specific for black people. Oh, yeah, baby. White nationalist leader running for office in Georgia. Well, of course he is. We've had white nationalist leaders running for office in every fucking state in the union since this fucking country's been around. Oh, he's acclaimed. He's out there. Got it. Okay. And again, he claims to disavow racism, but he's a member of the leader of the American Patriots, the white nationalists. What are they in there? Let me ask you something. What are they getting so nervous about? What's this resurgence? I mean, didn't what you did work? Didn't it work? I mean, you infused black communities with drugs. You criminalized the same drugs that you literally poured in the community for folks to have, use, sell, and profit from. You locked up every black man you could. A motherfucker jaywalk 2 years. Fuck that. And I mean disproportionately the same sentences that you would give to us, you would never give to your own. Done that for years. Really. So I'm trying to figure out this resurgence of white pride, white supremacy, right-wing white nationalism. I'm trying to figure it out. So effectively what you're saying is the destructive behavior that you took part in the 70s and the 80s to break up the movement of the 60s ain't fucking working. Is that it? Still we rise? Is that your problem? I think so. And while you've killed off every one of the decent motherfuckers you could find, so that the sons of the wealthy bastards that fund these wars can live a lavish lifestyle, what you've done is undermined your own empirical infrastructure and weakened yourselves. Now you're running around screaming to the high heavens that someone's taking your goddamned country. You took it from your fucking selves. And now the Most High God is on the way to finish the goddamned job. And that's the truth. So, Hebrews, please, recognize what's going on. Look at it for what it is. Don't partake in this nonsense. I love Stacey Abrams. I know she's running for governor. I wish she wouldn't. Naturally. But the impact of that act on the psyche of these motherfuckers is worth the smile. I mean that. Yeah, I do. So, listen, you guys, listen. All I'm saying is, look up, occasionally look around, got it, keep moving, right? Amongst ourselves, treat each other well. Black men and women, descendants of slaves. Hebrews! That's who I'm fucking talking to. You see one another. Go as far to say, hey, brother, how you doing? I love you, man. Don't do I love you, man, but you know what the fuck I'm saying. Treat each other well. Fuckers. Avoid the imprinted and the purposefully put animosity that we have within ourselves against each other by them so as to sow discord. No, we need to recognize that as a tool used. We have to assume brother and sister, brother, sister, we're cool with one another. We share a common history. That's the thinking. Listen, I do not want to absorb into a society that treats Negroes the way they do. And that's just the truth. The fact of the matter is, they'd rather not have us here as a reminder of their fucking history. And we can't allow that. The kingdom is too close. want us to hear so much more different shit. This is the thing they don't want us to talk amongst each other, especially about self-worth, especially about who we are. They hate that shit. That puts heaps of coals on their head, burning with the strength of the sun's fire. I swear it. Everything else I say, you may listen to. Of all those things, the one thing they don't like is self-worth. They don't like us spreading self-respect around. And I want every one of you to have it, because you are set apart. A people of special possession. And we have a job to do. All right, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Please take the poll vote. I don't know, is GoFundMe going against the very fabric of my mantra? I don't know. So I leave it to you to tell me, guide me in a decision that will best, put this to bed. Because I'll do either way. January 6th, that's when I started this. In about a month, it'll be a year. And if what I said is not happening today, damn it, just go back and look. Keep on your toes, keep your heads on a swivel, look at each other right on. It's time. And I'm not talking about unifying for the purpose of doing anything. Something is already being done. All we need to do is wait and remain separate from the Gentile nations. All right, that's it. I won't lose my voice. 48 minutes. It's good. 48 tonight. All right, folks, thanks so much. Have a good one.